Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good.
What's up, my dudes? It's Erin.
And Nicole. This is Dude That's Fucked Up, our dudes.
What is up? What is up? We have a great show for you today. Lots of silliness happening.
So much fuckery.
So much fuckery. But before we get to it, let's just, hang for a sec.
Yeah.
Ease into it.
Like business stuff?
No, I don't know. Just
like see what's up.
Just shoot the shit for a hot sec. Do we have any business?
Well, I was gonna say, by the time this airs, I will have finished a new section of our website for DTFU beginners. So I think it's so hard because this is our 120th episode.
Oh my God.
And it's so hard. I feel like for example, when you suggested page 7 to me and you're like, oh, you should listen to this podcast. And I went and looked and they had like over 300 episodes. I was like, where do I start with this?
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, you got to take it back to this Christmas episode. That was very funny, and it has, like, this whole inside joke that, like, always comes back all the time, and, like, it's a good place to start. And I was like, okay, right. I loved it. I listened to it every week. So then we were thinking we need to do something like that for our podcast because we're trying to be better on social medias, which is great. People are engaging. I feel like we've seen an increase in engagement across all social medias.
Yeah, we did a fun thing on Instagram the other day. We, had some Q&A, which we usually do on our Patreon.
Yeah.
So it was fun to kind of open that up a little bit. We answered a couple questions on there. So we'll try to do that more often.
Yeah, do a little teaser.
Yeah, but we have a lot of that on our Patreon already. So there's lots of questions that we've answered over the past year or so.
Yeah.
Year and a half.
But if you're the way we can grow and hopefully do more meetups and live shows and all that stuff is if you guys tell your friends. So, but I know that's really hard. It's oh, do you tell someone to start at the beginning? No, our first episode is not our best episode. We like you to listen to it after you have a feel for what this podcast has become? Absolutely. Do you want to start there? Maybe not.
Yeah.
So
I feel like we, in different episodes, we give a little bit more about ourselves.
Yeah.
And then we also have different inside jokes. So if you've listened to all of the episodes, either from the beginning or from whenever you started listening and you had the time, energy, and I guess gross out capacity to to get through the whole shebang, then that's great. But if you're offering it up to a friend who's okay, well, which should I start from the beginning? Sometimes that's not and when I tell people there's something for everybody, there's something for everybody. It doesn't have to be gross. We have some fun, not super light ones. I think the balloon with the balloon release over
incident.
What is it? Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that called? I can't remember. But that was a silly one. It's pretty light. And just, I don't know, if it's your 14-year-old niece or something, maybe that's more appropriate. I don't know.
No, I think there's probably at least a dick joke in there.
Oh, that's probably true. Yeah.
But that's all to say, we have a starter pack for you. We will circulate the link. That's all you have to share with your friends. They will have 5 episodes to choose from. They will get the origin of HERF. They will hear... I don't know what else they'll hear. We're still developing that. But it will be done.
A good sampling of what
a smattering.
We're all about. Yeah. A smattering of buttholes and... clit strokes. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know, but it'll be great.
We don't know.
It's like charcuterie. You got a little this, a little that.
A little Applebee's sampler platter, if you will. I don't know. Or TGI Fridays. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a sampler platter. And isn't that always the best choice? Especially if you're with friends. It's like, we can't decide. So-and-so wants mozzarella sticks, but other so-and-so wants potato skins. And they're being a dick about it. And they're not going to give up until they get their potato skins. So either we all acquiesce and we're like, okay, fine, we'll just get potato skins. Or we say, hang on. This sampler platter comes with 2 potato skins. We'll let you have both of them, but there's also wings. There's mozz sticks. There's maybe some coconut shrimp, depending on the location.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Maybe some jalapeno poppers for the spicy bitch in your life. I don't know.
Or maybe we got a little cup of queso. Maybe there's, maybe there's an egg roll or 2. Is it a normal egg roll? No. It's a
There's
fucking
corn in it.
I was going to say, cheeseburger egg roll, bitch. This shit. No, it's so good.
That's not my jam. See, this is why you need the sampler platter.
That's why, yeah. Oh, you want a fucking egg roll with corn in it? You fucking, you're out of control. I don't want a corn egg roll, okay?
I don't want ground beef in my fucking egg roll. That's not a goddamn egg roll.
But it's hamburger patty, and there's melted cheese and grilled onions. It's a delight. Anyway, you know what? You're right. I'll eat those. You ate your corn egg rolls.
I was just saying, I don't even like corn. Oh, my God.
But that's the thing, right? There's something for everyone. Yeah. So,
there you go.
All right. That's it. We're done with that.
That's the biz. Anything fucked up happened to you this week?
No, but why do I want a corn egg roll?
Bitch, see?
I know. No, that sounds gross. Is it niblets? Or is it like elote? I would eat that shit.
Let's make elote fucking egg rolls and see how that shit goes down. Everybody will have it.
You will eat. Everyone will eat that. I don't see why you wouldn't eat that. Yeah, fucked up.
Anyway,
I just had my colonoscopy and my endoscopy yesterday, so that was like a fun time.
Oh, your poor beehole.
It's okay. You know what? It's not that bad. Everybody was like, that stuff you have to drink. And I didn't remember it being bad the first time, but I was like, yeah, I do remember it being a lot and like not enjoying it. But this time, I think I was just like so hungry from not eating all day.
Yeah.
I like was fine.
You're just like chugging it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The secret is if anybody cares to know this, because I've also done it twice, once for my colonoscopy and then another for my surgery, is you make it ahead of time, like a big batch, and you pour it into like individual, like, water bottles or whatever, and you get it in the freezer, not till it's like frozen, but like really, really cold, and then you chug it, and it's quite delightful.
Yeah, I did.
Because you mix it with Gatorade and it's fine.
Oh, they gave me like a lemon flavor packet and it was fine.
Oh.
It didn't taste, it's a little salty, but it's like.
Yeah.
I think they're working to improve it probably. So.
Yeah, they just told me to mix it with Gatorade, but like a blue or a green color, because you don't want it to be a red color, because then they'll think that you're bleeding internally when they go in there.
Oh, well, for the colonoscopy, you can't do blue or green, because they have to see. Yeah, because they have to like see the, I don't know why. I don't know, but they said only yellow, no red, blue, green, purple.
Oh.
So you're like super limited, but it was fine.
Yeah.
It happened. It's done. But then my doctor's like, oh, you have to come every 5 years now. But there was nothing wrong. So I'm like, I don't think so.
Well, I mean, we are getting closer to here, so maybe it's like by the time you go again, you're going to be so.
I know. Oh my God. That's like 5 years, dude. That's like fucking. Oh my God.
God damn
Cut
it.
this out.
Rough.
I'm going to bleep it out. We're getting closer to boop.
Yeah. So good.
All right. Yeah, so anyway, that's about it. What's your fucked up of the week? I see a hint, and I'm here for it.
It's literally what it says in the notes. Okay.
It says, do you want me to say what it says?
Yeah.
So we just have in our notes like fucked up of the week, and then we have Erin's name and my name, and then we like type a little like teaser usually for what it is. Hers just says dead rat.
Yeah. It's it. Well,
where was it?
Okay, so went outside yesterday just to like sit on the stoop and get some fresh air.
Yeah.
With Jack, and because it was pretty hot outside, but it was like the sun was starting to set, and it was like pretty nice out. And
a little breeze kicks in.
Little
it's like
breeze, yeah, a little breeze, and I'm out there. I have like a beer, and I'm just like, yeah, loving life. But then I noticed there's like a lot of fucking flies like everywhere, and I was just like, oh shit, did a dog take a shit under the stairs? Because we have like a little set of stairs that goes up to our front door, and it's like they're like wrought iron stairs. And then I start to like get up to look, and then I see just a massive dead rat. I thought it was a dead cat because it was so big.
Oh yeah. My God.
And it was like on his back. So it's like belly, it's like little white belly was exposed. Like it had like white fur on his belly. And I was like, oh no. And it was just being like devoured by flies. So I was like, fuck, dude, I can't move this thing right now. So DJ came home and I told him, and he's just like, God damn it. And he had to like get it in a trash bag and stuff. And he went to go put it in a trash bag. And he like couldn't get it because it was like wedged between the house and the stair railing. And so he's like, I'm like, get a stick. And he's like trying to pull it out with a stick. And he finally gets it out, and it like flops onto the sidewalk. And it was bad. It was real bad.
Oh my God.
Sorry. Yeah. So.
Oh my God.
But he got it. He did it. He got it in the trash can, and it was, R.I.P. fucking Master Splinter or whatever his name is. I don't know. So that was my fucked up. It was gross, man.
Do you think that was one of the rats that used to get down and dirty in the alleyway?
Maybe.
Oh, well, you know what? He lived a fun life.
I think so. He
was fucking till he died.
He was definitely big enough that you could tell he lived like high on the hog. He was like, what's the rat from Charlotte's Web?
Oh, I don't know. Is it a fat one?
Where he goes wild at the circus or whatever.
Oh.
At the carnival. At night, when the lights go out, it can be found on the ground all around. It was pretty funny. I mean, it wasn't funny, but it was like a really big rat. So. Anyway, so that's the fucked up of the week for me.
R.I.P. Rat in peace.
Yeah, rat in peace. Well, we got a little story for you.
Oh, let's get into it. What a tall tale.
Whew-wee. Have you noticed recently that we haven't had a good hoax in a while? Like
not an internet hoax?
Yeah, like not a dumb like internet Momo challenge hoax thing that
or like Slender Man or stuff.
Yeah. Like I'm talking like a true stunt queen, batshit crazy, try hard, fame chasing weirdo who instigates some like event to get into the 24-hour news cycle. Just for a quick hit off that sweet fame pipe.
We get him occasionally, like a Rachel Dolezal type thing, or like I don't know. It's making me think of P.T. Barnum. But yeah, we haven't had anything like where, or like a Jesus toast.
Jesus toast.
Because it's like that. Maybe it came out of the toaster like that, but also maybe you like brush some olive oil onto it in the shape of Jesus, and then you baked it, and now you're telling people you have Jesus toast.
Yeah.
I like Texas toast better.
Yeah.
If we're talking toasts.
We're talking toast? Give me that fucking... No, we're not. We're not. Little avocado on there.
Oh, yes, please. Okay, that's the kind I like. Not forget Texas toast. Although if it's like garlic toast, maybe. I guess it depends on the type of day. But listen, we're getting too far down the toast rabbit hole.
What's your favorite toast? I don't know.
Should we just like stop and talk about it?
I think we should. No. Well, I think the last time there was such a crazy hoax that garnered like international attention was back in 2009. So let's talk about this event that happened.
Ooh.
You guys might remember this. You might not. I think you might.
I think you might, yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird one. So back in October of 2009, October 15th to be exact, Richard and Mayumi Heaney released a homemade helium-filled gas balloon, which was shaped to resemble a flying saucer, into the sky over Fort Collins, Colorado. I don't know. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Great.
Whatever. People can live their life.
Yep. And if that's not weird enough for you, though, the Heeneys frantically called 911 shortly after the balloon was released, claiming that their 6-year-old son, Falcon, was stowed away on board.
I'm sorry, did you say your pet Falcon?
No. My son. My human son, Falcon, that I chose to name.
Is in your is up in a foil happy birthday balloon from Ralph's?
I'm so confused.
Wait,
a
what?
Mylar balloon?
Yeah. Wait. There's an emergency earthquake blanket filled with air on a string attached to your house. No.
Yeah. What the fuck? So they also called the local media, and it soon spread to national network news and then eventually to world news, just like they desperately wanted.
Ooh, allegedly.
So the balloon was up in the air for about 90 minutes and got up to around 7,000 feet before it came back down 50 miles away from where it initially took off.
Wow.
It landed 12 miles away from the Denver airport, which thank God it didn't get too close, because that would have really fucked some shit up.
Yeah.
If it would have gotten into like direct airspace. People are freaking out when they got to the balloon. Like the balloon lands, and people like first responders and like the dad like ran to the balloon, and they didn't find Falcon in it, especially because some people reported seeing something fall from the balloon at one point. And so therefore they sent out a team of searchers to check and see if they could find this kid that allegedly was in the balloon that may have fallen out. Yeah, so a search was begun, and the news coverage reached a stupid level of like just blanketing every single channel. And then later that day, Falcon was found at home because he'd been hiding in the attic the entire time. So I know what you're thinking. Wasn't this whole thing just an honest mistake? Like, kids are crazy. They, hide and go missing all the time. And it all kind of coincided with this balloon that they launched, and then they suddenly couldn't find the kid.
Yeah. And he had a history of like climbing into the balloon.
Yeah, he like loved going in there.
Tethered. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, and also the parents claim that they have three kids, and they claim that one of the kids said that Falcon went in the balloon right before they released it. That's what they said. But I don't think this was an honest mistake. I really don't. Because you know why?
Why?
Right off the bat, immediately, the first thing in reading about this, or even seeing this on the news, is like, why at all release a balloon that looks like a UFO? You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing?
It's like, oh, I'm going camping this weekend, and I've packed a sleeping bag and a giant fursuit. And I think I might accidentally photograph Bigfoot. It's like, what? Yeah, it's like, there's something kind of gross about that. But also, is it just that shape because it had to fly? Like, was that the best shape for it to fly? I don't know. Because they said it was going to go fly over traffic.
But it's like, why?
I know, yeah. I know.
Why at all?
He was a storm chaser. So maybe
if
that
it was a
part
weather
of it.
balloon, if it was a weather balloon, that's fine. But I don't even know, like, what... I've seen weather balloons. They don't look like this. This is like made to this is like a homemade thing that they made just to like look weird, and they're like, oh, people are gonna be like, what is that thing?
Okay. So I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so like even at the most innocent of a hoax, without involving the police and the kid and stuff, you're like, okay, they wanted to release this into the sky to like at least get the National Enquirer to take a picture and be like, UFO seen over Fort Collins, Colorado.
Yeah, or just like people to like freak out a little bit. Even if they didn't know about it.
Yeah.
Maybe they're like, I bet somebody will call the police, or I bet people will take pictures of it and be like, what's this weird thing, and post them on Facebook or something. You know what I mean? Like that was the level of like just dumb fuckery.
And they could be like, and they could claim it and be like, oh, that was just our weather balloon. And then they're like interviewed on the news or something.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And they could be like, what is this? And the guy could be like, I made this homemade weather balloon in my own backyard out of my own 2 hands because I'm so fucking smart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm on board with that.
But I think they also were like, maybe this isn't enough. Maybe this isn't going to cut it. So let's say our kid was also inside and really freak some people out.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, these people really wanted attention. Well, I think mostly the dad wanted attention.
Yeah.
And he was like totally the dog that caught the car, and it blew up in a way that was just like, holy fucking shit. We're all over the world now.
Do you think there is a chance that they did think the kid was in there for like a few minutes and then found him and then made him hide? Like, do you think it's possible that like they really did think he somehow was in the balloon? Or do you think it was you think it was 100% premeditated?
I think it was 100% premeditated.
I'm not sure. I think we could discuss again at the end.
Okay, great.
Because I'm still, I'm still on the fence because I've listened to, I've listened to like them defend this whole thing, which is like whatever. But I also listened to the 911 call, and the mom genuinely seemed distressed to me. But but also, they met in acting class, so we don't know.
There's some factors involved in why we think this is a hoax. Yeah. I mean, I think it was a very premeditated act.
Yeah.
While you think there might have been some, other fuckery about.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think maybe parts could have been premeditated, and then they had to kind of like improvise with some things. So, maybe, I don't know, but let's keep looking at the evidence, I suppose, before Judge Mackey takes on this case and makes a decision.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Welcome to Mackey's court.
Put out your cigarettes. We're in Mackey's court. She's the only one finding the smoke in here.
Oh, bitch, you don't want this smoke. So, I don't know. Some of the main reasons that... Because these people claim, and will stick to their story till the day they die, I think, that this was not a hoax.
Dude.
The dad, Richard Heaney, and the mom,
Dick
and
Heaney.
The kids... Yeah, Dick Heaney.
It's like a bikini for women, but it's just for men, and it's for your dick.
Dude, I have the greatest pictures of that exact look to send you.
Oh my God, is that a thing? Did we just
It's
invent?
a thing.
Oh, damn it. I thought we invented something, but I should know.
I mean, I don't think it's called that, but...
Why not?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
We should create our own brand.
This man is an inventor, so...
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe he's already on the Dick Heaney.
Dick Heaney's Dick Heaney. Yeah, so they just really drilled down on their story, and all the they're never going to admit that it was a hoax. But I mean, it's pretty I guess it's not obvious, but it's like, what the fuck? Why is this a thing?
Yeah.
And a few reasons are that people are very skeptical after all this shit really splashed across the world, and local news, international news, whatever, is because there's a few things that happened. They not only did they call 911, they also called the Denver and BC affiliate KUSA TV, and they reportedly requested that the station send a news helicopter to track the balloon's progress, which, you know, that's pretty smart. Yeah. I guess that's I don't know. It's a smart thing to do, but also it's a very self-serving thing too, because it's like immediately on the news, and then other stations are going to pick it up. So, and also, doesn't the police have helicopters? I don't know.
I know. Okay, well, I watched this like conspiracy video. So I watched 2 conspiracy videos. One, and they kind of
Did you watch Internet Historian?
Yeah. Is that what you watched?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I watched like a 13-minute one, and then I watched a longer one, just like clips of it, where it was like just Dickini, doing this, like talking about what happened. So that one was less credible because it's like him. I don't know. But anyway, so they play the 911 call, and they do kind of make a case. The internet, what is it, historian?
Internet historian, yeah.
Yeah. He makes a case that, the 911 dispatcher. Oh, first he says, actually, they think that they called the Federal Aviation Administration first. Maybe. Right.
There's no real solid evidence that they actually did do that, according to the sheriff's department, but maybe they did.
Yeah, it was like they reported that. I don't know if it's like been confirmed. So, and first they called them because he's like, oh, they'll be able to track where the balloon's going really easily with all their equipment. But then they were like, well, if your son's in there, you got to call 911. So then they called 911 and they played the call. And that's where I was like, oh, the wife seemed genuinely distraught. Like they both seemed distraught.
Yeah.
And also the dispatcher kept putting them on hold. And I feel like maybe they didn't think they were getting anywhere. So then they called the news station to be like, someone's got to get a helicopter on this. Like, we need to know where it's going, blah, blah, blah. That also seems very convenient because, wouldn't the police have a helicopter? But maybe they didn't think to do that. I don't know.
Well, and it's like, why a helicopter when you can track? I mean, 7,000 feet up in the air is pretty high, but it's also not too high for you to, you know what I mean?
To see it from the ground?
To see it from the ground, I think.
Yeah.
It'd be really small in the sky, but you would still be able to see it.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that was weird. And there's a lot of debate about whether they called the news station or 911 first or the FAA. Yeah. Who fucking knows who they called first?
Yeah.
But they called all these people at any rate. And that's kind of like either very proactive and smart on their part or calculated.
Yeah. Sure.
And when the police initially said it did not appear to be a hoax, several people in the media raised their eyebrows because they were like asking all these questions. They were like, well, you know, where did it take off from? Why did they think the boy was in there? What did the kids say? And they were just like, they needed more information, and it all just started to not make sense. And then Falcon and his family were being interviewed on CNN later that same fucking day. That same day.
Yeah. They did a blitz of interviews across like so many news networks and shows. Like, it's crazy. From their house. It was like joining us via satellite. Are the Dickinis.
Yeah, so on CNN they're just like hanging out with Wolf Blitzer literally like hours after they found their kid, and they like realized everybody's safe, and they were dealing with the police all day, and it's just like, what? Yeah. I don't know. It's just so confusing to me. Like I just don't know why you would subject your kids to being on national television after having a day of like pretty traumatic shit happening. I don't know.
I think we can agree they're not great parents.
Yeah, I think that's yeah.
Yeah.
So So Wolf Blitzer is interviewing them on CNN, and he asks Falcon, "Why didn't you come out of the garage?" After the parents repeated the question, Falcon says, "You guys said that we did this for the show."
Oh my god.
And
that is so cringy. That 4 seconds of I was like, I don't want to watch this, and then I watched it, and
I know
it was as cringy as I thought it would be.
Yeah. Everybody in the control room at CNN was like, "Wait, what?" And I don't know.
Yeah, because he didn't notice, right?
Yeah, Wolf Blitzer didn't notice, but all the people in the control room were like, "Wait, huh?"
Yeah.
And so I don't know. Wolf Blitzer didn't question him any further. And then the next day, they did more interviews, and they went on ABC's Good Morning America and NBC's Today. And Falcon vomited on television, on live television, when he was asked about his comment again. And when his father was asked about it, he fueled more suspicion by just being like, kind of like dithering about it. Dude. So the poor kid was so, I don't know, like worked up about this that he puked on national television. It was so weird.
God. Well, because I would imagine that after that interview, the parents, or at least the dad, like talked to him and was like, "Listen, you can't say that. You have to say these things." And is like probably making them lie.
Yeah.
And I mean, that is wild to me. Also, okay, we'll get into this later, but they're older now, but it's like, if one of those kids would come forward and be like, "This is what actually happened," they'd probably make so much money.
Yeah, write a memoir. I don't know.
Maybe they are. I hope they are.
Your megalomaniac father.
Dude, I hope they are.
Because that's where this all comes from, is the dad. Like, I just don't understand how you could put your kids on national television like that, and especially if you knew what you were making them say wasn't the truth. I mean, because I truly don't believe that even if the kids kind of had an idea of what was happening, they were still being coached to say something more convincing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could have gone on the news and said, like, "I don't know." But I think the dad was like, "No, tell the news people this."
Yeah.
To make it a more convincing story.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. And it's so dumb on the parents' part, because, like, kids are unpredictable. You don't know what they're going to say. Like, how the kid was like, "You said...
Yeah.
You said, it was for the TV show."
Yeah.
It's like,
exactly. Yeah.
Like,
and he probably got yelled at or, like, scolded for blowing up the dad's story.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so that happened. And then some more events that lead me to believe that this dad was only in it, he was truly just making all this stuff up and, like, pulled this stunt to be in the news and be relevant, was because at one point the family had been featured on the reality television show Wife Swap. Do you guys remember that show?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh my God. They were on 2 occasions, the second time as a fan favorite choice for the show's 100th episode. Ugh.
Wow. Bad favorite.
Fans.
What? Bad fans? That's where you don't let the fans choose.
Yeah.
I remember, okay, the lady, he is not a Christian. That lady? Okay, that. And then that was, like, one of the funnier ones, but, like, not intentionally. Yeah. And then another one that was really funny was, like, they did a swap, and one of the families ate, like, all raw foods, like meat and like, vegetables and stuff.
What the fuck?
And they lived in, like, it looked like a house out of, like, Deadwood. Like, it wasn't.
What?
It was just, like, a really old, they were, like, pioneer type people.
Living off the land.
Yeah. And it was like, we have electricity and cell phones now. Like, you don't have to do this. And obviously the wife that like went into that family was like, oh my God.
Shit. Oh my God.
I hated that show.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah.
But this family, the Heenies, were on it before all this happened.
Oh my
God. And they, during like the time on the show, obviously Richard Dick Heaney was trying to be the star of the whole fucking show.
Yeah.
And he would say shit on the show about how he like believed that humanity descended from aliens. And he talked about launching homemade flying saucers into storms. And like he just said weird shit, and everybody was like, "Oh, this guy's fucking crazy," you know. And it was just, yeah, he just would say outrageous things, honestly, to get attention,
get talked about. Yeah, that's so
get
dumb.
talked about. And so he also had unsuccessfully sought the media's interest in a proposed reality show called The Science Detectives, which he envisioned as a documentary series to, quote, investigate the mysteries of science. I honestly, and like you mentioned before, he and his wife had met in acting class. He was in the 90s trying to become an actor, and also tried to be a stand-up comedian, was very bad at it. So he stopped doing that, and then he and his wife, I think they started a production company to like make reels for people, like sizzle reels for people who were trying to become actors. So, you know,
wow.
there could be no more of a motive to pull a stunt like this than a desperate failed actor who never stopped promoting himself in an attempt to, you know, achieve some level of notoriety. So,
oh my God,
that's where I stand. That's where I stand. He fully did it, knowing what was happening.
Yeah, there's I don't know. Well, like legally, they did both plead guilty to. Well, they were charged, and then I think they made a plea deal, but they had to plead guilty. And Richard was sentenced to 60 days jail time, and Hayumi had a slightly lower sentence and only had to go to weekend jail. I think it was probably pretty clear that like she maybe wasn't as involved. But they were fined a total together of $36,000, which is like barely a
drop
splinter,
in the bucket.
Yeah, in this fucking $2 million check that, or bill, I guess, that the local law enforcement racked up having to chase the fucking balloon with no one in it. And also, I feel like maybe local law enforcement felt duped, and there is like a little bit of a...
Yeah.
They were pretty pissed about it. Because...
Oh, yeah.
During, like, once they found out this was a hoax and that this was maybe started as a hoax or whatever, it seemed like Richard and Mayumi didn't really have much of a choice, because I think if you were them, you'd want this to go to trial and have a jury and look at evidence or whatever, especially because they're claiming so many things happened in a different way than what, like, the media started portraying or what the police were saying.
Yeah.
But some shitty things happened, like the police questioned the kids without the parents' consent, and they were all minors, so that's illegal. And so that was like a little cloudy piece of the case.
Yeah, so any evidence gained from them from any kind of interview couldn't be admissible in court.
Right, and it would have been thrown out.
They also questioned the wife, Mayumi, without a lawyer or a interpreter present. Like she spoke passable English, but not anything like, not conversational or anything that would be enough to get her through an entire police interview legally.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think I called her
It was
Mayumi,
really bad.
But her name's Mayumi. Yeah, that's fucked up. And yeah, so there was just like all this shit that they were kind of like piling on, and I feel like maybe they both the Heaney adults felt like they were backed into a bit of a corner and just like took the deal.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. But they were guilty. So I guess we can technically say that they did this as a hoax, right?
Yeah, either way, like even if they were just panicked about possibly their son being in the balloon, you know, it would be one thing, and they would, if they had to say, I'm so sorry for this, but the things that they did after and leading up to the whole thing just make it seem like they were, well, the dad, it was all the dad. He's such a fucking asshole.
Oh my God.
It would just make it seem like he was trying to get on the news. Like, I don't even know how else to describe it except that he just so badly wanted to be in the news.
Yeah.
Like this could have happened and they could have just called the police and been freaking out, whatever. But like going on CNN and doing all these interviews afterwards is just very strange to me. I don't know why people do the things they do, but I don't know.
But do they pay you for those?
I don't think so.
Oh. I could understand if they did. I'd want to like cash in on that stuff. But yeah, they probably
I feel
don't.
like they would. I feel like if they did, there'd be some sort of like liability for whoever's airing that segment.
Well, I think it's still because you know how there's like exclusives, like if Wolf Blitzer, and also Wolf Blitzer's show maybe was considered like more news entertainment. Mm-hmm. It could have been. But anyway, so if they did get paid for it.
It was technically for Larry King Live, which is an evening program. So I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder though if they did get paid for it, because then it's almost like, okay, I would be sad if they didn't cash in on their notoriety a little bit. I don't know, or I'd be like suspicious, or maybe not suspicious, but I just feel like sometimes people are thrust into that situation, and it's like, okay, it makes sense that you're gonna try and like make some money off this.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Either way, it's all so weird.
Yeah.
But also, another fucked up thing was how they threatened to deport the mom, Mayumi.
Yeah.
And I think you're right about the law enforcement being really pissed off about the waste of, first responder and taxpayer dollars and all that shit.
Yeah.
To basically chase down this fucking balloon. But they did some fucked up stuff, and they threatened to deport the mom and take the kids away.
Dude.
And I don't know, that was a little bit much, but
yeah, those were like I guess that's probably what the prosecution was saying could happen if they didn't take the plea deal. So they felt like they were just backed into a corner.
Right.
And that's fucked up. It's, yeah. Well,
like I said, they're the dog that caught the car, and they didn't know that it would. Things have consequences, guys.
Yeah, unintended a lot of times, and that's the thing. And they're a surprise sometimes, and so you got to be real sure about what you're claiming or what you're doing. Like putting yourself out there, fine, but so you might get some shit.
And another thing that happened in the aftermath as a result of this stunt, alleged stunt, was that months before the balloon incident, Dickini had pitched a reality show idea to TLC, but the network passed on the offer. After the balloon incident, the producer of Wife Swap said that a show involving the Heenies had been in development, but that deal was off. So,
whoops.
The producer declined to provide specifics. And then also the Lifetime channel had been set to air one of the Wife Swap episodes involving the Heenies on October 29th, my birthday, 2009. But the station pulled the episode because of the balloon incident. Those are some other unintended consequences.
Whoops.
He was trying so hard to be famous that he stopped himself from being famous.
Well, now he's infamous, I guess.
Now he's infamous, right.
But it's like, is he? Because where are they now?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Well, obviously they were a bit shamed in Fort Collins, Colorado, they didn't live there much longer. But they're, luckily, I mean, there is a place where people like them can go, and that's Florida.
Yeah.
Because that's where they live now. And I want to say no offense to Florida, but you know who you are. You know.
Yeah.
It's like,
you know what's happening there.
Yeah, just own it. Just own it. Just lean in, you know? Because they moved to Florida where they could basically do anything, and that includes start a boy band, which they did because he needs to use his kids to continue making money or getting notoriety somehow. So that is where the Heaney Boys, with a Z, were born. And they are a metal band, and they tour the Panhandle as the youngest metal band in the world. That's like their catch, you know? That's like their thing.
Call Mr. Guinness, because I don't know if that's correct.
Well, anyway, yeah. Are they the most mediocre young metal band in the world? Maybe. I don't know. No, they're fine. It's very cheesy. There's lots of videos of them playing street fairs, which is like, you know, there's always like a guy with a parrot in the background. It's like, you know, it's like those kinds of street fairs. It's not like it's not like, ooh, downtown LA is having like an art fair and it's a 3-day event. It's like, no, the first Thursday of every month, come down to Fort Lauderdale. Not even Fort Lauderdale. It's like,
come down to the empty lot where the Pick and Save used to be.
Wear your dog chokers and your Metallica t-shirts. Pull your hair out of that braid and let's headbang.
Let your freak flag fly. Freak flag. Let your freak flag fly.
Yeah, that's like a tongue twister.
I know.
But obviously the dad was the manager of the band. He
obviously.
Was a real ew Pearlman.
Ew. Lou
like
Pearlman.
Lou Pearlman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the manager of NSYNC.
And the Backstreet Boys, I think, for a
We
little
have an
while.
episode about that.
Yeah. I have alternates, Lou Hurlman or Doo-Doo Twirlman. All right. But they're not even really a band anymore, so it's like they put all this effort into it. And also, I feel bad for the kids, because, like, they're just... First of all, I'm like, why do they have all this time to be, like, fucking around with weather balloons and, like, touring in a heavy metal kids band? And it's like, oh, they're, like, homeschooled.
Yeah.
Which means they're not getting much of an education because they're not doing goddamn work. They're out on the fucking tour.
They're not socializing at all with any kids their age, probably. They're just hanging out with their dumb fucking dad.
Fucking, oh, God. He's just like, let's be the first Kids Bop Metallica cover band, and it's so obnoxious.
I hate this guy.
But the dad is still doing his own thing. Because, like, we know he didn't succeed as an actor, and he didn't succeed as a storm chaser, which was like maybe where he could have been successful. I feel like there was a couple years. What?
I think you're a successful storm chaser if you don't get caught by the storm. So maybe he is a successful storm chaser.
Word. We've all seen Twister.
That's right.
The Carrie Elwes, however you say his name, not successful.
No.
At the end of the day, he died.
Yeah.
But he... Like, there are articles online from, like, 2007, before this even happened, about how he's a storm chaser and, like, the kids were in the car with him. And it was, like, a family thing. Although they weren't chasing, like, huge-ass... It was, like, rainstorms and stuff. I don't think it was, like, Twister level, like, F5 hurricanes or whatever.
Still, that shit could turn into a tornado. You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. But... Anyway, he's an inventor, so he's using his brain to come up with ideas, and he's an idea man. That's what he is. And that's why I'm so confused why he did not invent the Dickini that we know of. But he did invent a couple things. One, the bear scratch. That is a hands-free back scratching experience, and it has a 2-minute and 30-second infomercial if you'd like to watch it, where he does his worst Billy Mays impression.
Yeah, oh my God.
And he screams at you about scratching your back on this fake wooden post that you could put up in your house.
You attach it to the wall.
And you just rub.
You know what, though? To be honest, my dad could use one of these.
Oh my God. Do not buy that.
My dad can't scratch his back. And he has, like, back scratchers and stuff. But, like, He's got big muscles and
Yeah.
like not like limited range of motion with his arms and stuff. So he's
He
like,
doesn't make your mom scratch his back? I mean, not make her, but you know what I mean. Like Pete, I don't want to say I make Pete scratch my back every night, but I ask him to. Okay, well, there's also, let's see, if the bear scratch isn't for you, or Aaron's dad, then you could look at the You Shake Down, which is basically, it's a simulation where a giant mob goon with an ironic name like Lil Tony, but he's like very big, you know, comes and quote unquote shakes you down for the money you owe to his boss, Dom Dominoes. It's like it's like an escape room situation.
It's very involved.
Okay, no, that's not what it is. It's okay, but this is dumber. It's a device that shakes the shit out of your like fancy conditioner or moisturizer, like when it's almost gone. God. Like when your moisturizer has like a drop left in it. It's a device that like shakes the bottle so hard that it like supposedly gets those little last bits of product out. And it's just 6 easy payments of $29.99.
Wait, I'm sorry. 6 payments of $30?
How much money is that?
That's so much money.
$360? Is that right? The math?
Bitch, all you need to do is leave your bottle upside down, and that's free.
Oh my God, no, it's $180. Yeah, and is it for people with like, is it for like amputees or something? I don't understand like why. I don't understand like why someone couldn't just shake it themselves.
You don't have to shake it. You just leave the bottle upside down. I am so confused. Fuck.
I don't know. You know, we've talked about this before. A good invention, a good idea, a good app solves a problem that already exists. You don't need to invent a problem to then create a product for it. Just look at problems people already have. Then there's already a demand for it. No one has this problem.
No.
No one. And yet, on Shark Tank, I do remember the Spatty Daddy getting bought, and I think it was successful. And that's just like basically a spatula, a little baby spatula on a toothpick, like a long toothpick, to help you scrape the rest of the contents out of your bottle of whatever.
Again, you leave it upside down, you take the lid off, you use your own fucking pinky finger to scrape the inside. I've been doing this for years. Where's my check? Where's my 6 payments of $29.99? God damn it.
I don't know.
Jesus.
And the last thing he invented is a robot that lifts things into the bed of your truck. And it's called the Heaney Duty, like heavy duty. Get it? Heaney Duty Truck Transformer. And it's what I'm guessing is a forklift or a series of pulleys. But it turns out it actually got a write-up in an Auto Trader at some point, like an issue of Auto Trader. But I don't think it really exists. And my guess is that he like took out his own ad for it. Like he probably paid Auto Trader to write about it. It was like promoted content. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Auto Trader isn't exactly like fucking National Geographic. It's like...
or like Time Magazine. Like they can be bought. They can be bought.
It's not Wired.
Yeah.
It's like...
Okay. Yeah, it's Auto Trader. It is a step up from National Enquirer. And maybe actually it's on the same level. It's just about cars instead of like celebrity gossip.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God. I don't even know.
Come talk about your junky car in here. We'll call it a classic.
I don't even think you can like get you can't even like buy a subscription to it. Like I think
it's just free.
I think it's just free. I don't fucking know.
It's just free at Jiffy Lube and like the Sears Tire Center. The
gas station, you know.
Yeah.
It's wow.
No, I think you gotta buy it.
Yeah, maybe for like $1.
Yeah. Anyway,
well, this guy is full of shit. His poor family has to deal with him on a daily basis.
Oh my God.
I hope those poor kids get far away from him by either going to college or, just running away from home, actually getting in a balloon this time and getting the fuck out. I don't know.
But dude, like, don't you don't have to have an allegiance to your pops. He could be a trash human. So sell your story. I urge you. Get out there, sell the story, make some money, and then get away. Get far away. Well, I don't know. You think it was all a hoax?
I do.
I think
like a premeditated. Yeah. And maybe you're right. Maybe it was not premeditated all the way. And they had a momentary like freak out.
Yeah.
And they just decided to capitalize on it. Like one of the kids was like, "Oh, Falcon got in the balloon." And then Falcon was like, "No, I didn't. I'm right here." And they're like, "Oh, but what if he did?"
Ooh.
And then they're like, "Go hide in the attic. We're going to play let's see how this thing plays out." You know?
Yeah. Or I feel like maybe it even was a bit further where it's like, where's Falcon? Oh my God, is he in the balloon? Oh my God. And they call 911 or whatever. And then like as the wife's on the phone with 911, they like find Falcon. But then the dad's like, wait, I have an idea.
Yeah. I think
and grabs
maybe
the phone from her.
Because that did happen. Because on the 911 call, you hear it. The mom is just like crying and, she could barely talk. And then the dad gets on the phone.
Yeah.
So.
Although, who knows? Because I did think it sounded pretty genuine, them crying on the phone. But then it's like there's a lot of, oh, my son, where's my son or whatever. And it's kind of like, all right.
Yeah.
Like this sounds, who knows? I don't know. I just don't know. I wish I knew the truth. It's one of those things where I wish I knew what actually happened.
Well, we'll ask Falcon in like a few more years.
Yeah.
Be like, what really happened, Falcon?
Yeah.
We need to know.
Yeah. Great.
Yep.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, that's the story of the Heenies and the balloon boy that was or wasn't, I guess.
I kept looking up Bubble Boy by accident. And then I was like, oh, this is different, but also interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
All right.
Thank you so much for listening, you guys. Don't get in unattended helium balloons.
Yeah. I mean, I could have gotten in it because it would not have left the ground, but a 36-pound child, different story.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be careful around helium in general.
Mm-hmm.
Follow us on social medias at DTFU Podcast across all the places.
Yep.
Tell a friend.
And check out our website with the new and improved things on it.
Yeah.
It's dtfupodcast.com.
Mm-hmm. Check out our Patreon if you want.
Tell a friend.
Yeah, tell a friend. Oh, yeah. Tell a friend. Tell a friend.
What else?
Anything else? I think that's it. No, I think we did it. I think we're done.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Be excellent to yourselves.
And each other.
Bye. Bye.